What's up, y'all? It is your girl Shanice, and I'm coming today with day 6 of the your mindset reset challenge, where we are choosing to soar as we go into 2024, y'all. So today I'm coming on. And we're going to talk about, I believe it's going to be a very powerful one. We're talking about the physics of your body, your brain. You're going to learn some new words. You're going to learn the way your body works and how your body has been trying to keep you safe all these years. But due to the fact that your body has been trying to keep you safe for so long, your body is actually, your nervous system is actually overworking. And if your nervous system is overworking to try to keep you safe, then that's when the illnesses, and I'm gonna name some of the illnesses that can happen if your body is overworking, right? One of the illnesses that I'm gonna name, like I said, I'm just name a couple of one: insomnia, IBS, irritated bowel syndrome, that's connected to fear. You probably have allergies, like for me, allergy infections all the time, chronic fatigue, restlessness. What's another sickness that can come? So that's just to name a few. Or migraines, constant having migraines, or chest palpitations, how your chest just start beating out of nowhere for no apparent reason. Um, chronic, like I said, chronic fatigue, hormone imbalance in your hormones, eczema. All these things you can start having illnesses or diseases. If you look at that word and you break it down, it causes your body to be at a dis-ease. And if your body is at a dis-ease, what's happening is creating diseases inside your body, right? And if you create diseases inside your body, 9 times out of 10, you are craving food because your body is trying to get the nutrients that it needs through different foods. But since the fact you're not getting the right nutrients, you are craving the wrong foods, which leads to food addictions, emotional eating, which leads to emotionally eating because your emotions, you're trying to get, emotional eating, or addiction to food, addiction in alcoholism. You might think, okay, how can an addiction be rooted in, you know um in this? It's because your body, your nervous system is trying to find this way to rest, right? So I'm gonna give you a couple of examples. Say, for instance, a person have dealt with some type of trauma in their life, right? And because they have dealt with some type of trauma in their life and they never knew how to deal with the pain or the emotions that's connected to it, what end up happening is they end up starting to feel like they have to drink to go to sleep, or they need a cigarette to use the bathroom, or they need a cigarette soon they wake up, or soon you can tell it. This was me. um, every time I had a juicy story to tell, I feel like I had to go smoke a cigarette because it just makes the story feel extra better. When in actuality, when I was telling the story, it will put me back in what it will put me back in um that place where that event happened, and I will have this sense of that I have to my heart will start pacing, or my stomach. That's another symptom of your nervous system being deregulated, is your stomach will start being squeezy, right? Like you got a squeezy stomach, because what have happened is, I'm gonna show you what's happening inside your body when these things happen, and why I felt like I had to smoke a cigarette when I told that story. My amygdala, right? Or like I said, our brains, I said it yesterday on the program. So if you did not watch it, go and watch the video. And if you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on Instagram, or you are watching on my Facebook shorts, I will advise you to go over to my YouTube page. The link will be in the description box, and you will be able to watch the full video. But I talked about how our brains was not created to make us happy. Our brains have chemicals inside of our brains that make us happy, like our endorphins, our serotonins, and things like that, our dopamines. But our brains was actually created to keep us safe, right? And so you have this inside your brain called the amygdala. Now, the amygdala and the hypothalamus is connected to the nervous system. And you have the nervous system is broken up in different compartments. You have the parasympathetic system, you have the somatic system, and you also have the automatic system. It's not the automatic system. I'm sorry, y'all. It is actually called. It works as an automatic system, but it's not called an automatic system. It's actually called. Because I'm looking up the word. It is called. Where is it at? And don't y'all y'all don't like when you need something at that moment you don't need it, you can find it, and then when you need it, you can't find it. Yeah. So I'm gonna read something from what is it's the it's the animatic nervous system, right? And that is autonomic. It's the autonomic nervous system, and this the automatic nervous system is healing the wounds of trauma is rooted in the healing of the automatic nervous system. So when you are healing the wounds of trauma, you have to heal the automatic nervous system, right? A traumatic ANS, right, is emotional deregulation. It's characterized. I'm reading out this book, y'all. I'm reading out of The Guardian Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. But if you have had any type of trauma, the ANS is the emotional deregulation. Is characterized by a symptomatic nervous system that has been working overtime trying to keep you safe, right? Then you have the parasympathetic nervous system. It may need to be strengthened in order to re-engage emotional regulation, right? So the parasympathetic nervous system needs to be strengthened, right? And then you have the ANS system, which is the automatic nervous system which is connected to the sympathetic nervous system that is working overtime to keep you safe, right? So these parts inside of your nervous system is trying to work overtime to keep you safe. And you probably thinking, what does this have to do with my mind? Because this is the physics, this is the brain that needs to be restored, right? Because you need to become whole. Your brain have been working, which is your body, have been working overtime to keep you safe, which have filtered, we talked about this yesterday, we have filtered things that have happened in your life to make you think that there's something bad that's gonna always happen. So you're your filtering is off, the way you see things is off, which is all connected to your thinking, right? So, in order for you to heal an overworked nervous system, you have to start tapping into those different parts of the nervous system, which is the symptomatic, which is the ANS, which is the automatic nervous system, and also the parasympathetic nervous system. All these things need to be strengthened and need to be re-regulated in order for your body to be at a place of rest and not a place of restlessness. You will start noticing once you start regulating these parts in your nervous system, and once your nervous system become regulated, you will start seeing these illnesses that you deal with. You will start seeing them things start dissipating. You will start seeing the azamia going away. You will start seeing, those out for me allergy infections go away. Chronic fatigue will start going away, right? But of course, this things it happens over time. It's not like a one bam, thank you, ma'am. You actually have to start healing these type of symptoms. And you probably think, okay, how do I start doing that? You got to start creating a place of safety for you, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. We talked about inner narratives and how it's very, very important to have the right inner narrative, because if you have the wrong inner narrative, you will actually put yourself in a system of fight, flight, freeze. So when the amygdala took information in, when say for instance you was raped, you was molested, or you was or in a traumatic or in an abuse relationship. For me, I'm gonna speak for myself, right? So every time my kid's father would drink, my stomach would get squeezy, my heart would start pacing, my hands would get sweaty, because now my body is working to keep me safe. My body is telling me that you are in danger and you need to get up out of there, because if you don't get up out of there, baby, your head from between finna be in between something, right? So I'll notice I will become very irritable with him. I will become very anxious around him. I will get a real bad attitude, which will trigger him because he's trying to figure out why am I acting like that. I didn't know why I was acting like that. And that's because my body was actually, my nervous system was kicking in to get me out of that situation and to try to keep me safe. But I didn't understand what was happening at that time until I got away from him, right? So now that my nervous system and the irritability and the attitude was actually a symptom of my body, of me trying to get myself safe, right? So in order for you to start getting a place of safety, you have to start creating a new norm for you, right? Going to sit by a lake, going to walk by a trail, um, waking up early, just have that quiet time with yourself, or maybe going to get massages, or just removing yourself from toxic people. You will be surprised how much more safety you will feel if you was just not around certain people. I want you to put it, I want you to put it in this perspective. I want you to start being more aware of your body, right? What does that mean? Start slowing down. We talked about that in, I think, in day 3. Start slowing down, right? And you will start noticing different thought patterns around certain people. And when you have these type of patterns around certain people, you have now told yourself that you cannot trust this person. And now when this person come around, your body is now going into a mode to try to keep you safe. So your body knows. I'm gonna give you an example. Say for instance, right? Trauma can get trapped inside your gut, right? Say for instance, the person that raped you or molested you walked in a room, or the person that just, what I'm saying, really, really, really hurted you, really gutted you. They walk in the room. Now you done lost your appetite and you ready to kill, steal, and destroy them, right? Now you have lost your appetite and now you mad. What has happened? Your body have now kicked in to say, I need to keep you safe. That person hurt you. Get out the way. I need you to get wait. I need you. That's my son, y'all. I need you to get safe. Their body is saying, I need to get you safe. So now, but now you have lost your appetite. Why? Because that trauma is inside of your gut, that unforgiveness inside your gut. And that's how you know you have an alt on that person. I'm going to give you another example. Say, for instance, you smell. Your amygdala remember that smell. So now when that your amygdala remember that smell, your amygdala automatically send a message to your nervous system. You're in danger even when you're not in danger. That's why it's so important for you to not only forgive that person, but to actually process that pain. Because once you start seeing those, when you start releasing those things and you put yourself back up in that environment with those people, guess what? Your body will try to go into try to keep going to fight, flight, freeze. But now you have healed from that thing, and your body once known this thing to be dangerous is now saying, I am safe and secure. Why? Because your nervous system have now hit in the somatic in the somatic part of your brain. This I'm nervous system. I'm sorry. The somatic part of your nervous system is the nervous system that say I am safe and secure. Usually, those type of people that was raised in a very structured household, or what I'm saying, they felt safe with their caregivers. Their caregiver made sure that they was okay, made sure they had everything they need. They never felt like they had to be on guard. So let's talk about those inner narratives and how we can start changing those inner narratives, or removing ourselves from those toxic people and being secure, becoming secure within, becoming secure with God, so that you will no longer feel insecure around certain people, or you will no longer feel inferior around certain people. Why? Because you will be comfortable in yourself, and you will be comfortable who God has called you to be. And not only that, you will understand that God is my defense. I don't have to be on an offense. I don't have to pat my guards up around people, because God, if they come against me, God is going to curse those that curse me. He's going to bless those that bless me. So if they come against me, God is going to fight for me. I no longer have to fight my battles. But this have to be with intentional and changing those inner dialogues or around certain people. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Now, this is a person that this, what I'm saying, keep your distance from toxic people. I'm never telling you to put yourself in a toxic environment. But however, what if it's a job and God don't want you to leave that job right now? He actually trying to show you something, right? And you in this environment every single day, and you feel like, oh, I'm around these toxic people. I gotta have a guard up. You can have wisdom on what to say to them, what not to say to them, and let those guards down and know that if they come against me, then God is going to fight for them. I don't have to put a guard up. I don't have to be inferior. I don't have to shrink back. I don't have to be insecure. I don't have to be offense. I don't have to defend myself all the time towards these people, because God is going to work for me. So you're creating a safe place with yourself. I'm gonna read a part of this book real quick. It says, in order for you to start restoring the ANS system, Since the ANS system is dedicated to keeping you safe, after a trauma, hypervigilance is common, which means the virus may feel anxious on some level nearly all the time. So, drawing boundaries to create a safe space, spend time with safe people, make room for your body to begin adjusting to what feels safe. Now, this is going you're gonna feel uncomfortable, right? Because you're used to being around people that you have to have this defense of. But after you start going around people that you are safe with, for one, those defense mechanisms going to start coming down, and for two, you will no longer feel like you have to have these guards up around anyone anymore, and for three, you will start becoming more secure, and you will start become more confident in who you are, that you're not even going to need that false protective gear that you put on for so many years to try to keep you safe. Are you following me? Right. So we're only going to talk about the automatic nervous system. That nervous system was trying to keep you safe, and you have to re-regulate it, right? Like creating a new norm of safety. Another thing that you can do is work with a trauma therapist. They're very, very important, because let me tell you the difference between a therapist and a trauma therapist. A trauma therapist is going to help you to be able to hit those systems that needs to be approached, but they're also going to be able to do to just hit meet you at a trauma level, and not so much just as therapy, right? So I'm gonna give you an example. Since I'm a trauma coach, right? I'm a mindset coach. I help women to heal from their past trauma so they can tap into their power and their full potential. So I will be able to hit you at a level of trauma that a regular therapist won't, because they just a therapist, right? And they don't specialize in trauma. You want to reach out to someone that specializes in trauma. It's so important. So another thing you need to do is heal at a somatic level. Now, the somatic, we talked about that just a couple of seconds ago. A somatic experience approaches to trauma recovery. It works with releasing stored energy or suppressed emotions inside of you. So, I'm gonna give you an example. Have you ever one day just felt irritated? Like you were just irritated, you were aggravated, you know what I'm saying? You didn't want to be around nobody. But man, you was cool at first, but all of a sudden you mad. That is a suppressed emotion that you probably need to deal with, that you have been suppressing through food, through addictions, through food, through addictions. You have been suppressing the emotions through addictions, and now you don't have that addiction no more. Those emotions begin to come up, and you're not understanding what you need to do with those emotions, because you have suppressed them for so long, and you need to deal with those emotions and start breathing those emotions out. So how do you start creating a new norm for yourself, a new sense of calm? Being away from those toxic people that cause you to be on guard all the time. Setting boundaries. Number three, breathing work. Breathing work is very, very important. It's very important. Now, I'm not talking about chakra. I'm gonna say again, I do not dedicate myself to chakra, whatever you call it. I don't believe in it. However, I do believe in sitting with yourself and allowing yourself to notice your breathing. Is it too fast? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is your heart racing with your breathing? It's allowing you to be present, because you have disconnected with yourself for so long to try to keep yourself safe. So now you are now allowing yourself to be aware of what happened, and being present with yourself and being present with your emotions. So you will start creating a new norm and a new safety for yourself. So you will start build up your confidence, rebuilding your resilience, rebuilding well, rebuilding your confidence and rebuilding your resiliency, so you can become the person and operate in a higher level, and no longer operate in a lower level, which means you are now upgrading your mindset, upgrading your belief system, upgrading the way that you see, upgrading the way that you hear, upgrading. Why? Because broken people hear differently, but also healed people hear differently too. So I pray this blessed you today. Let me hear your thoughts. If you are someone and you need help with healing from trauma, I want you to DM me trauma healing, and we can create a plan for you today.